Today's goal is to learn how to accurately track your grade in this class. There are a couple criteria for success. This will make it easy for me to check over your work in class and easy for you to make sure that you're not missing any assignments if you're absent or something like that. So here are your criteria for success. Number 1, assignment and assessment names are identical to the exemplar. This means that the exemplar that you see in class, you should have the names copied down exactly like they are. If it says Homework 5 1.04 video notes, you should write Homework 5 1.04 video notes. If it says Classwork 3 participation, you're also writing Classwork 3 participation, just copying them down in the same way. That way, if there are any discrepancies in the gradebook, it's easy for us to get on the same page. Number 2, assignment and assessment. The order in which they're written down is identical to the exemplar. Again, this is just going to make it quicker and easier for us to check and make sure we're on the same page. Number 3, your record of your grades is accurate. Right? If you're not writing down the right grades, then you're not going to be able to calculate the correct grades. And number 4, the calculation of overall grades. And to get the overall grade right, you've got to get each of the pieces right, is accurate. Okay, let's walk through an example together of a quarter 1, couple of weeks start to the gradebook. Let's take a look at this first example. Now you're going to see something that looks like this in class. You'll see this posted on the whiteboard, and then you're going to copy your own grade. So let's say you're copying in line 1, the date just like you see it, the assignment and assessment name exactly the way you see it here. You're writing Homework 1, 1.01 video notes. Let's say that in this first example, you earned 100%. You got it fully right, so that would be 10 points out of 10, which gives you a total of 10 points out of 10, which is 100%. Okay, great. The next day you walk into class and you see these 2 rows on the whiteboard. And so you're going to copy down Homework 2, 1.02 video notes. In line 2, your order is correct. You're copying down the name exactly the way you see that name, Homework 2, 1.02 video notes. Let's say this assignment you ended up getting late. You were late to school that day. That'd be an 85%. So that would be 8.5 points out of 10. So before you had earned 10 points, you earned now an additional 8.5 points, so that puts you at a total of 18.5 points out of 20. If you divide 18.5 by 20, you get a total score of 93%. So this is not your grade on that particular assignment, it's your overall grade in the class. Okay, let's say the next day you walk in and there are a couple of assignments shown on the whiteboard. You're copying these down exactly the way you see them. Let's say on Homework 3 you got an incomplete. You forgot to check your answers. An incomplete in this class is a 75%. So that would be 7.5 out of 10. Previously you had earned a total of 18.5. You earned now an additional 7.5, so we're going to add these 2 up. You've now earned a total of 26 points. So that's 26 points out of 30. So 26 divided by 30 gives you a class grade of 87%. Ooh, we're dropping. We got to get it together. Let's say that on the exit ticket, you got a 79%. So the number that goes here, you're going to have to multiply 79% written as a decimal times, this is out of 40 points. So you want to find what is 79% of 40. So multiply 0.79 times 40, you get 31.6. So that's 31.6 points in addition to the 26 points in total you had earned so far. That brings you to 57.6 points out of 70. I'm going to divide these 2 numbers. That brings your class grade to an 82%. Monday, you walk in, you copy down Homework 4, 1.03 video notes on line 5, same order. Copying this name down exactly the way you see it on the board. You got full credit, 10 out of 10. You calculate your new total points earned, divide by the total points possible, to get an 85%. Nice. Your grade is going back up. Very exciting. Tuesday, you walk in, a couple new assignments and assessments up on the board. Let's say on Tuesday, you get full credit. Good for you. You're going to calculate your new totals as you go. And you also got a 94% on your exit ticket. Well done, you. So to figure out 94% of 40, you're going to multiply 94% turned into a decimal times, right? These two are next to each other, so we're going to multiply to calculate points that you've earned. That gives you a 37.6 out of 40. So I'm going to add 37.6 points you just earned to the 77.6 points you'd already earned. That's 115.2 points. Divided by 130. Well done, you. Your grade is going up. Next day, you walk into class. There's homework assigned and a quiz. Let's say on this homework assignment, you ended up getting it done 2 days late. That would drop you down to a 70%. 70% of 10 points is 7 points. Maybe you calculated that on your calculator. Maybe you knew that offhand. That brings your total to 122.2 points. Check your math. Make sure you understand these calculations, right? These would be adding old points earned to new points earned. And then to calculate your overall class grade, that's when we're dividing. 122.2 divided by 140 gives you 87%. All right, let's say on the quiz you got an 80%. So this time it's 80% of a total of 275 points. Quizzes are worth a lot of points. So let's multiply 0.80 times 275 points. That's a total of 220 points that you've earned in addition to the 122.2 points you had already earned. That brings your total earned to 342.2. Divided by 415 gives you 83%. Okay, let's do a couple more examples. Let's say on Thursday you were late. It was 1 day late, so that's an 85%. Make sure you understand where I'm getting these numbers. Let's say on Thursday there was also a classwork assignment and you earned a 96%. So we're going to calculate 96% of 40 by multiplying 96% as a decimal times 40. The number of points possible. That takes you to a 38.4. That brings your total to 389.1 and your percent to 87%. You should have your calculator out on your desk and be calculating these along with me. Check my math and make sure you understand where these numbers are coming from. Let's say homework 8 the next day. You earn full credit. Ooh, Friday's a big day. Full credit here. That brings you to an 88%. Nice. Grade's coming back up. Let's say you get a 97% on your exam. Well done, you. Exams are worth 495 points. Oh my goodness. So we're going to multiply 97% turned into a decimal by 495 points possible. So you've earned 480.2, almost every single one of those 495 points. That brings your total points earned way up. Oh my goodness, what a dramatic effect that had on your grade. Well done, you. And finally, you got a grade for having an accurate grade tracker. This is a grade I will assign to you personally. You are never going to give this grade to yourself because I'll be the one that checks it against the gradebook, hopefully getting you some points back if I've made a mistake. And that puts you at a 93%. Well done, you. You are now ready to calculate your own grade in class.